Creators can bring their creativity on chain and make sure that they're the ones benefiting. Everyone everywhere gets the same access, no matter where you're born, no matter where you live. This is the future of the internet. This is on chain.
Greetings. Back again for another Builder Office Hours from Bay Southern Africa. Got our two usual colleagues, Mr. Lloyd and Mr. Shabs. How you guys doing?
Oh, good.
Hey
Thank
guys,
you. Good.
BM. I'm
Nice.
good, man. Hope you guys are also having a great afternoon, wherever you guys are. Yeah.
Yeah. What's happening on your end?
Preparing for base batches,
Mhm.
trying to see um what we can build and also how best to, help prepare like the community here in Zambia and of course Southern Africa on, ideas and just what to expect and what to build. So
Yeah.
that's that's a quick
Nice.
rundown from my side. Yeah.
Okay. Shabs, on your end, what's going on, man?
Yeah, so I've just been playing around with the agents as well. I tried out the Manus platform, which was
Yeah.
Yeah.
really interesting. They're actually really good. They give you a free trial. You get about 3,000 tokens or
Yeah.
credits from their side where you can try it out. Was really interesting. They've got pre-built skills, and it also allows you to build your own skills.
Oh,
And it's
Mhm.
fast. It is actually really fast. Um, so yeah, I've been playing around with some ideas. I'm not quite sure where I've landed yet from upcoming base batches when you announced it, but yeah,
yeah.
that's where I am. I'm still playing around with ideas.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, on my
Good.
side,
Good.
also I'm trying to figure out what what I should how I should participate in base batches. Been
Yeah.
building so much, man. And there's AI agent trend going on, and it's I think for me, I'm trying to see like how I can integrate this open claw into any of the apps I've built. So instead of trying to build this generic open claw, which might
Yeah.
not really have a strong use case because like there's already like 20,000 of them or so. Yeah, so I'm trying to find something unique in which that it can do. And yeah, I'm struggling in that department. So I hope these conversations will be able to, lay out some ideas. So let me quickly
Well,
play
I mean,
a disclaimer, then we get
yeah,
straight
go
into
on.
it. Yeah.
You can play the disclaimer.
Mhm.
Today's conversation is for information and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, technical, or legal advice. The views expressed are our own and do not represent Base, Coinbase, or any affiliated platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me share my screen so we speak through base batches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Base
And
batches.
also,
We
when you were also mentioning about like what to build and having like some struggles, I think that's for most people. I think that is something that I feel like we all face. like even the best of the best also have days when, you know, you don't really have the right, I would say, mindset to think of like particular types of ideas, or maybe the right idea, if I should put it that way. It's the same with like
Mm,
creatives, right? So like if you are a musician, it's not every day that you will always think of like a great song, you know. In
yeah.
fact, most of the times the best ideas come without actual thinking. You know, you'll be busy doing something else and then you just have an idea, you know. Hence, words like I was inspired, because you didn't actually have the logical thought about it. You can have the logical thought after, you know, you're
Hmm.
inspired to create the idea. So maybe, like you
Yeah.
said, chats around with people like us or other people, you know, it helps, you know, it
You
helps
know,
to,
like,
Yeah.
just to add on to what you're saying, Lloyd, and like when we ended off Tuesday's night's session,
yeah,
I said something, and I'm coming back to it, and I'm realizing that it's actually fundamental to people creating or getting the inspiration to create, and that's experience, right? You have to live, you have to have an experience, you have to have something that ignites that spark. You have to get that inspiration from somewhere, and that
yeah,
is
Mm,
you moving around and having engagement in like normal society, because we don't want to build these white elephants, you know, just because
yeah,
we decided, you know, this is a great idea. And I think the more we come back to this issue of, okay, so what do I build, what matters, I think what is missing from us is maybe, you know, just experience. Just
mhm.
live and experience something, and from that it will be easier for you to be able to kind of translate a lived experience into what you're trying to do, into an application, into an agent, you know.
Mm,
So yeah, yeah, I did
yeah,
just a last sort of parting comment. I did a session where I was doing research on Jarvis, right? The
mhm.
creation of Jarvis and the evolution of Jarvis in Notebook LM, to just see, you know, who is Jarvis, how did he come about, to, you know, all of that. So I took clips from everywhere in YouTube and so on, and I put it in Notebook LM just to understand the makeup and the concept and what they were trying to achieve, and why he was programmed the way that he was programmed, in order for me to get some sort of inspiration on what to build. So I'm kind of playing on that to help me also just get inspiration to do whatever that I need, you know. So maybe there's things like that that you get from movies as well. So just
yeah,
a thought for somebody out there.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, inspiration, I think it also comes from sometimes from people. Like you're saying, when you live, you're interacting with the real world, you're interacting with people. And I think a lot of builders, I mean, now AI allows us to be solo builders, you know, but the risk
yeah,
of that is you never get any feedback or any inspiration from other people. That's why it's important to be, especially with something like base batches, it's important to kind of like interact with builders, get online, share ideas, come up with some ideas, you know. People always have inside information, people always have questions that might lead anyone to a solution, right?
yeah,
And yeah, and that's what this program is designed for. It's designed to help, you know, kickstart your business. So whether you're a student, a builder, a hacker, solo founder, whoever you may be, they've defined, you know, they've defined three tracks: the startup track, the student track, and the robotics track, right? So we're going to
yeah,
look at of those, and I think because a lot of our audience is students, right? We'll probably just kick off with student track, and then yeah, let's just have a look at it. So when you go into batches.base.org, you'll see all the information and the details. And if you click on the apply now buttons per specific track, it will take you to the DevFolio page where you obviously need to register on DevFolio before you can submit an application. Okay, and it's running from 17th February. This is for the student track, right? So they all have different deadlines. Student
Yeah.
track, Feb 17 to April 27. So it's quite a long time, which I think is going to give us enough time to help, a lot of students get ready and build and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, that's 2 months.
So yeah, it's a long build process,
Long time.
which is very ideal for mobilizing students and take into account,
At
that they're
school.
studying. So
Yeah.
so this has been
Yeah, no,
good.
this
So
was a
hopefully,
really good idea.
hopefully we can get some regional buildathons, hackathons in between,
Yeah.
or live sessions where we can assist students. So what does the student track entail? Okay. So, base will select
20.
5 top overall teams. Okay.
Right.
And from those teams, they'll select 2 members from each team, or for each team can select 2 members.
Sorry, Google.
Yeah.
I think it says. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. They'll
Yeah.
select 5.
Yeah, on the student track, yeah. And then
Yeah.
2 members from each team will fly to San Francisco for demo day, right? So meaning that
10 people.
there are 5 winners from the student track, right? 5 overall
Yeah.
winners.
5
the student
teams. Yeah.
Yeah. And teams can be anybody. You can be in the same campus or any campuses, wherever, as long as you are a student and you can prove you're a student in some institution. Doesn't matter what you're studying, right? So yeah. And then so let's talk about okay, it's pretty quick, pretty short write up on this, right? So
Teams
okay,
from
yeah,
both
there we
tracks.
go. So out of those 5 teams, 3 teams will receive $50,000 investment, okay, as a grant. Okay, so that's a grant, I believe, and the overall winner will get $75,000. So out of those 5 teams, there will be. Does this look like 4 winners, guys, or is it 3? Yeah, it looks like 4
Yeah,
winners. Am I correct?
looks like 4 winners.
Yeah, that's
A
weird, though.
minimum.
Yeah.
A minimum. Oh no, it says a minimum of 3, not maximum.
Oh, a minimum of 3 teams will receive a $50K investment. Okay, so that's not $50K
It means
each.
it can
Is
also
it?
be 4, but
that
that's
50K
50K each.
Okay.
Invest.
All right, so
Yeah, it's like 50K
$150,000
each.
plus 75
Yeah,
for
but
the winner.
that's then minimum 3, so that means it can also be 4 teams, but the lowest that can receive this is like 3 teams.
3.
So I think it's 3 campuses or 5 people.
Yeah. And then over and above that, all teams will be considered for investment by Coinbase Ventures, right? And I think Coinbase Ventures invest from like 250K, if I'm not mistaken, or is it from 150K? Because I know Base Ecosystem grant they used to go up to 150K per grant. Then Coinbase would kick in after that. But yeah, Coinbase Ventures comes with a whole lot of other partners. So if you're trying to raise $1 million, then these are the guys that are the most ideal. Okay. However,
And
the opportunity for students is
sorry.
really, really great, right?
Yeah, I was actually about to ask, like, so like from like your perspective, as also a former student, like what would you think would be like the right way or the right type of like ideas for, let's say, a student like Johannesburg or a student from Malawi or Zambia or any other, country participating? Like how do you think, like what tips do you think you can give them in terms of building for this base matches?
Yeah, I think the best approach is to, number one, look at what's trending right now. Where is Base's interest? Where is Coinbase's interest at the present moment? and what technologies are trending. So right now, Base is going full decentralized trading app, right, on the Base app side. And they're trying to mobilize the trading culture again from the Base app. Last year, it was all about like creator content or the creator economy. But now is the trading economy is a priority. So mini apps, anything that helps with trading and with finance, that's the priority, right? On Base. Secondly, we are in the agentic economy now. So there's OpenClaw, there's all types of AI agents coming up. So the agentic economy is in full force. So that's agent to agent and agent to human, human to agent, or agent to business. It's going to be agent to government. So if you know of processes that are very, very repetitive, mundane, information centric and can be automated via AI agents, then you should be looking at building those and obviously enabling the capability for transactions. Whether the agents are paying on behalf of humans or they are doing these processes. So I think right now, software as a service gets replaced by AI agents. A lot of repetitive processes in business, in government get replaced by AI agents. So if you can think around that, so take your regular problems and see if adding agents to be able to do those functions can make a difference, then yeah, you should be doing that. But also, base batches and this program looks at how quickly you can get users for your app. So perhaps focus on building something that within, because you want to get to a demo day, right? So when you get to the stage around demo day, I think there's an incubation period at some point, right? Demo day is a little further out. I think it's towards the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? And but prior to that, I think there's some what do you guys call that? Is it incubase?
Incubase, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
incubate.
before, right? Yeah.
Sorry, just
So
repeat that.
I'm saying there's incubase before demo day. Am I correct?
Yes, before demo day, there's supposed to be incubase where the teams that are selected, like from the previous space batches, how it was done. When you're selected, then you go through like an incubation where you're mentored by people who are the best in their industries or people that are just really good at what they do to help you, whether it's building your app, improving it and just making it ready for it to be a fit product for people to be able to use. So
Yeah.
that's mostly what Incubase is about. And yeah, it's definitely before demo day. Then after that, you're given an opportunity to pitch to people and VCs.
Yeah. So part of what I've seen is that they encourage user adoption during this process. So from the time you are announced as the top five and to the induction into the incubase and everything else that's going to happen after that, they always want to see fast adoption. That's the culture on Base. That's the culture with Coinbase Ventures as well. In the age of technology like AI, it's easier if your thing is viral, if whatever you build is viral, it's easier to get users. So you're competing against other people that are looking to build viral apps. So viral user adoption is usually a key indicator of whether you are going to be successful and you're going to get in the investment. So that's one of the big areas. So perhaps while we're building things that they might look like they'll solve something in the near future, there needs to be a present moment where people can use it, right, and not in the future. So that's the thing about nowadays. The era where we're in now is people are supporting projects that get user adoption very quickly, because that's a key indicator. So if you can get your first 100 very quickly and then scale it to your first 1,000 users very quickly, whether those users are AI agents or they're humans, then that's a key indicator of like a strong product that is demand, you know. So that's where the eyebrows are gonna look at. They're gonna turn towards you. So we can see what happened with OpenClaw, right? This Pete guy, he released this thing open source on GitHub, and it got so many GitHub stars. It's one of the most viral technologies in the history of like, you know, open source in terms of viral adoption. I think at some point did 185,000 GitHub stars, you know, which means stars is people that are following the repo, they're following all the updates on GitHub, you know. So those are users, those are real human beings, you know, they're not bots or anything, right?
Yeah.
So you can see like it was crazy. That's why there was serious adoption, you know. So yeah, so currently if you're building something, either look for viral adoption from other AI agents using your AI agent, then that's an agent platform. But if it's a personal agent, then maybe look at viral adoption from humans if they can use it as a personal agent, right? Yeah, and if it's just an app, then you should be looking at something that can have viral adoption, get your first 100, first 1,000 users very quickly. So that's pretty difficult, right? It's pretty hard to come up with something like that because you
Mm.
have a whole world of developers and now AI agents competing for the same, you know, virality. But it's there. Just you just need to be in tune with what's going on, right? And at the same time, you need
Yeah.
to research what other people are building. And with that said, we're gonna look at what other people are building. So you can see there's already like quite a lot of submissions, right?
Um.
Oh, okay, okay,
Oh
no, no,
no,
no.
those are for hackathons.
These are not for the hackathon. Okay, so let me sign in and let's
Yeah.
see. Let me go sign in and let's see if you know some people are quick to submit, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, if you're like a student, like the way you mentioned, a good way would be like also finding out something that is maybe useful to you and like your school, but can also be useful to other people and other students in other countries, you know, at their schools as well. So then you create this
yeah,
niche app that just services like students who are in different universities on base in like a
yeah.
particular, section. Oh, there we have one already.
Okay, there's been
Rift.
one submission, right? Let's have a look at what he submitted. Okay, the first guy. All right.
That guy.
So this is the first student that has submitted something. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like a mini app. Total balance, deposit withdrawals, Kenyan shillings. So earn. So it looks like it's a financial app, right?
Yeah, it's a financial app.
For sending, requesting money.
Yeah,
Okay, so
like
let's
it's
see
a
what his
DeFi.
angle is.
Cross-border transfers without the friction. Send and receive USD globally in minutes. Avoid high SWIFT fees and long settlement. So it's a DeFi app, and
Mm,
it should enable you to convert freelancers and remote workers get paid in USDC.
yeah.
Import
But look,
importers.
this is kind
Yeah.
of like something similar to what that guy from last year. What was that guy? That's
Minisend.
he built an app similar to this. The guy from I think it was from Nigeria. What was this? The one who was we kind of like watched his story. What was the name of that app last year?
Minisend.
Sorry,
Minisend.
was it Minisend? Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the same approach, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the same
Yeah.
approach. Because I think they all fall under like the decentralized finance, which
Mhm.
is which I still think is good because I mean you can never have enough,
Mm,
like platforms to use for withdrawing. Sometimes you like
mm.
one platform is down and the other platform will work. So yeah.
Yeah.
And looking at the fact that it still kind of falls under trading in one way or another because there's a lot of like
Mm,
transaction fees being made from people, swapping their money, whether it's fiat into crypto, crypto into fiat. So yeah.
Yeah. But I always wonder, this is exactly the same thing that also the base app does, right? Except for the off ramp. This is the same thing that Coinbase does as well. So I always wonder if when it comes to the real world, right? Like, okay, you could get a bit of adoption, but this is also the same thing that, like, well, these big guys, some of them have actually closed now. There's a couple of startups in Nigeria that have been doing this remittances based type of thing. So I always
Mm-hmm.
wonder if these business models are really, really sustainable, because to a certain extent, this is what the crypto exchanges do, like your Luno and Binance. They do work the same for remittances. You can still send money and withdraw it, right? So
Um,
I've always
yeah.
wonder about the the potential sustainability of this outside of
Um,
maybe winning a competition. Yeah.
okay. To be honest, they're quite sustainable. They
Exactly.
are quite sustainable, yeah. Also
Mm,
because of the fact that if you look at like big exchanges, like for example, the base app enables me to like move my crypto, swap it from like different tokens, but
mm-hmm.
at the moment doesn't allow me to um receive money directly into like my mobile money here in Zambia. I think
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, there's a part that should allow, but it's not. They don't allow like small fees. From what I know so far, at least. So that's why
Mm,
you have like applications like this, applications like Minisend, NedaPay, the one My Pandora Pay. They kind of help
mm.
offset that whole process. Because if you're like on Binance, you have to use peer to peer to
Yeah.
transact. Wow.
Oh, you mean in
Um,
Zambia, that is.
yeah, that's in Zambia. Otherwise,
Oh,
to get your money, you'd have to use like a bank, and
mm,
that takes long. Like
mm,
you won't receive it immediately. You have to wait maybe like a
yeah.
day or two, and sometimes you need the money immediately. So platforms like this help you move your money immediately. Then you also have like
Okay.
My Pandora Pay, which only um, it kind of does the same thing, but targets
Mhm.
more of micro dust. Like those $2,
Okay.
$1, $3.
Mm,
That's like my niche. So
yeah.
yeah,
Mm, yeah.
so they're
Yeah.
quite sustainable if you
Yeah.
just set it
It'll be
up.
interesting to see.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if people can add these AI agents into this type of thing, right? So if you
Mm,
can add OpenClaw, I don't know what OpenClaw would do in a similar situation like this, but I suppose it would probably get you the best fee for swapping. I don't know what else this would do, but if it's trading, then it's easier, right? Because then it can help you with trading. But I'm not quite sure if it can
yeah,
apply
and
to this. Yeah.
maybe also finding a way if for instance if your app has got like a base wallet, maybe finding a way of incorporating a wallet that has an agent already, like the new documentation that just came out, maybe experimenting with that would be ideal to see how that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shabs, any comments for the student track so far? Any
Uh,
ideas of what they should be building or?
yeah, I've just been writing down a couple of things, as well as just doing a little bit of research. I'm about to press send on something on my computer,
Yeah.
and just see what comes out. I'll show you guys a bit later. But so far,
Mm,
I think it's interesting when we talk about virality and
mm,
novelty, because when
yeah.
you look at Peter, who created OpenClaw, he built
Mm,
something that it was solving a need that he had. So there was
mm,
a intense or intimate knowing of the problem, right?
yeah.
And I think that is key, because then what it does is you kind of create a niche. You um, you focus and hone in on a niche, and then eventually it comes out to a viral solution. And only because I think when I look at Peter's case, he was trying to figure out something that was about 6 months ahead, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking he looked at the current ecosystem, he looked at what was difficult to be able to execute. He took certain frameworks that existed and he fast forwarded 6 months and figured out an issue that he himself was having, and he built for that. So although we sit and we like, yeah, an open cloud, it's so obvious, but that technology is actually 6 months down the line to what was currently being used in any space, right? So maybe just to kind of bring it back and simplify it, what I'm saying is try and look for friction that you are having as an individual within whatever personal capacity, whether it's technology or whatever. Look at what you can use right now in terms of tooling and allow for that area of friction to exist, but planned to solve for it. Right? And when you do that, you're actually building something for the future, which you can present now, because the technology to be able to build all these things already exists. It's just what are you building that will give you that virality? I think if you look for friction and in a niche and in something that you know intimately, I think that's how you figure out for that product. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, nice pointers. And also, I think, like we're suggesting, come and look at what other startups are already submitting, right? To kind of like have a look at what the motion is or the energy is, and see like how your projects compare, because you're gonna get a lot of people submit the same type of thing. Like for example, Rift, it says it's a neobank, but it's similar to an app that won last year. So I think one has to ask themselves, like, do they want the same type of app this year? But also, where is the momentum? So I'm not saying that this is not going to be a winner or anything, but if you want to submit and you already see that, oh, there's already an app that's doing this, then is this one of the best options that I can submit, or perhaps not? But also, what is the theme? What's the momentum? Well, what's Base trying to do? Base is trying to have trading 24/7, 365, and AI agents are the best for trading and for moving money, right? They'll do it faster and better than a human being. So perhaps if your app integrates those agentic capabilities, then it's got something else that's probably unique to just an on-ramp, off-ramp type of an app. So yeah, so it's important to think about this and be calculative. Um, think competitively. Think what key value offering here. What am I doing differently from this other app that's already submitted? What am I offering far above that? And then if you've submitted something and along the way you see, hey, other people are submitting similar things, right? You can still pivot and add other items and update your application. So you're not limited. So it's a very competitive space. So this is a global competition, right? So you're competing against some of the smartest students in the world, others with more resources, others with more access to information, others who are already running a couple of their own claw bots at university or at home. So, you have to keep that in mind, that you're really competing against, people who are far more resourced than you. But your greatest strength then is your creativity, and like your ability to think beyond the limitations, because that's part of the friction, right? Is if everybody in our side of the world does not have the resources to run their own clawboard, because it costs a lot of money to run that stuff, to actually buy set up and actually run it and pay for the credits, right?
Google,
Um, yeah,
sorry, man. Can I jump in for 2 seconds? And I had an idea, um,
yeah.
I, which I'll throw it out there. Whoever wants to catch it and build it, good for you. But I think it might work. I
Mm,
think the one thing that we underestimate and we never talk about is the research element and how critical research is to you developing something. I think we
mhm,
assume that somebody will just, go out there and do the research and they'll come out with something creative
mm,
without underlying the importance of research because the tooling is there, right?
mm.
But when you see that people are building the same thing that was built last year, it kind
Yeah,
of highlights the fact that the research wasn't done. You know,
yeah. But I think it's also that people have been building. So if I've been building this app um since December last year, right? This is
yeah,
after base batches, for example, or even since July last year. After base batches 002, I've been building this, and along the way, AI made it even easier, you understand? Or I didn't have access to, you know, some type of AI, so my build process was slow. And then all of a sudden, there was an acceleration. Now my app is ready. This has been my work for the last year, right? I couldn't
mhm,
submit last year to base batches, and this year I could. So you gotta also remember that people are probably going through that. They've been building something for a while, and they are very connected to it emotionally, or they've invested so much time into it, and they feel like, look, I need to put this out there, try my luck with it. It's great to do that, but at the same time, like what Shabs is saying, go and research and say what elements can I add that are required for the context of this competition right now. So if the agentic economy is big, so if your app doesn't have a bit of the or doesn't speak to the agentic economy, find a way around that.
mm,
Find a way to incorporate that so it makes sense because the judges that are judging this, right, they are also following the trend as well. They're following what's going on, they're following the technologies, right? So they also have already an understanding of what works on base, what works in the current, tech economy, the current Web3 economy or the crypto economy as well. So yeah, so never forget that what we're building for at the end of the day, this is still within blockchain. This is still within Web3. This is still within crypto. So your user base is probably going to be people in Web3. It could be great to get people from Web2, but there's sometimes the friction of the learning curve. How do they access crypto? Do they even know how to swap between a USDC and an ETH? And even if they get it, are they going to spend it on your platform? So those are some of those things to consider. So it's easier to build for perhaps AI agent than the crypto ecosystem because that's where we exist. So yeah, so part of the research, I agree, Shabs, is to look at what's been built, but just to add on to that, to also take into account that some people have got things they've been building for the last year. They're very, very tied to them emotionally,
yeah.
and they just want to submit and have that satisfaction that I tried my luck. So yeah, while you're trying your luck, guys, be smart and add agentic, opportunities. So I think that's
Google,
where I'm sitting at, where I'm realizing I can't just submit any of the apps I've built in the last year. Um, I gotta think like which of these can have
freshen
agentic
them
capability.
up. You
Yeah,
got to freshen
what
them
can
up.
I add? Yeah,
Yeah.
how can I upgrade them? How can I add AI agentic? But even if I add that, what is the potential for virality, or for sustainable business within this app or that app or that app? So it's quite a
So,
tricky one,
so Google,
for myself. Yeah.
um, part of the reason why I mentioned friction
Mm-hmm.
within what is happening now is
Mm-hmm.
for people to be able to stay current, right? So, for example,
Yeah.
when we look at, especially in Africa, we don't have it in maybe the other regions globally, Europe and Americas, where they have issues with um, the compute when you run OpenClaw, or they have issue with the cost of running OpenClaw. Where if I'm sitting now, when I'm thinking about it, it's like, why don't we have as an OpenClaw around like a Stockfell version of OpenClaw that allows people to contribute towards the cost of running their own OpenClaw, right? So it's just something that I thought, okay, no, there's a friction.
Yeah.
What's our friction? It's the cost of running OpenClaw. Okay, so how do we typically handle that in our region? Oh, we've got Stockfells. Okay, so why don't we have a Stockfell that handles compute or that handles cost of OpenClaw, right? That's an idea that is unique to our region. It's unique in the batches, and it still serves when it comes to, does it meet agentic capabilities that aligns with what Base is trying to do? Yes. Can we add other things to that that further aligns with what Base is trying to do? Yes, we can. Can we do more research to enhance it? And, so that's what I mean when I say, you know what?
Yeah.
Take what it is that you have now in terms of problem or friction. Think 6 months down the line and work it backwards and try to solve for that. And therefore, you will have something that is unique. So anybody that wants to build that out there and, use it for Base batches, you are more than welcome. You can actually work on that.
Yeah. Okay. Then so after the students batch, there's the startup track or the student track. There's also the startup track, which has a shorter time, right? So it's from February 17th to March 9th, right? So yeah, so it's a shorter time. So it's actually 18 days. So so this one is ideally for, so early stage startups or teams, that have been building and they've raised less than 250K or haven't raised at all. And the top 15 teams will get 20K each, right? So that's quite a nice number of teams that are going to be winning. Last year it was 50 winners. Okay, so it's much smaller, but these are getting a higher price than last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, each. Okay, and minimum of 5 will get $50,000 investment from Base Ecosystem Fund, and the overall winner will get 75K. And once again, there will be a demo day. For the top 5 will be flown to San Fran. Oh no, I'm now looking at the student track. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, so this one is an 8-week virtual program. That's the Incubase, is it, Lloyd?
Sounds like an equivalent to.
Okay, so
No,
it looks like
let me see.
Incubase
Yeah,
is
except
for
the
the startup
students.
track and not for the
Yeah.
student track. The student track is actually a demo day. I think I see what's going on now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So student track doesn't have startup track. It's just got a demo day. So they would fly the teams up and they would be awarded their prizes as well. And then the startup track has an 8-week virtual program. Okay, so I think I think that's what's happening. But I think
Yeah.
more information will come to light as well if for for some reason we're not getting it right, because we also have the knowledge from the last one, but I can see things are slightly different, right?
Yeah, they are
from the
different.
last one.
You're right.
Yeah.
It looks like from the description, looks like the students might just go directly to demo day to showcase their projects. But the startups, since most of the startup people are not or may not necessarily be students, it means they would have this 8-week virtual program. Because it's most of the times it's quite a good number of hours in a day, So if you're a student, that 8 week will definitely disturb your
education.
schedule. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I see what they've done. That's actually very good.
Yeah.
Right. And then let's see what else is happening. Okay, from the startup track. Okay, I think there is what is this to be considered. Interested teams must submit their application by February 23rd. Okay, I think it means you must apply by February 23rd. So guys, don't wait for March 9th, right? So I think you must submit on DevFolio by the 23rd. Okay, so we only have a few days. Okay, so there might not be enough time to build something. So you might have to submit whatever idea you already have in terms of filling the, the press your apply button and submit all your details on DevFolio by the 23rd, right? I'm wondering if this is not a typo. What do you think? I think it's to be considered.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Not a typo. Yeah, I think they want your applications to come in on DevFolio, right? By the 23rd for the startup track. Okay. So let's trust what it says anyway. Okay. And then
is it maybe there'll be an interview?
Top candidates will go through an interview process. So they're actually sifting. So they're actually sifting through, like, so there's a sort of like selection process. Perhaps they try and deal with higher quality products towards the end, right?
Yeah.
So top candidates go through an interview process, one standard interview, one subject matter expert interview, light paper. Also, you have to submit a light paper. And acceptances will be sent by March 22nd. So if you're
I think this is if you're accepted, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so this is very different actually from last one, and there will be an 8-week virtual program for those who are admitted for a virtual kickoff.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you're admitted, okay, so these are the winners, right? So these are the top.
These are the winners, yeah. Yeah.
Top okay, 15. So now it says admitted teams will get a 10K grant each.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you win, right? When you're admitted to like this startup track, they give you a 10K grant, but then from the
winners will receive 20K grant. The top 15. Okay, so it means there's likely going to be more than 15 teams. So if the top 15 teams are receiving a 20K grant each, and then those admitted, even though they don't say the number, are getting 10K. So, okay, so there could be more than just 15 finalists. Well, 15 are the finalists, I guess, from which they pick the 5, for the 4 or 5 for the 50K investment and the 75K winner. And then I think it seems there must be other teams that get a 10K grant each.
Okay, I think it's also like the first phase batches. Remember, the prizes were given in according to like the winner. Like the Cat Town and Noise had different. Noise had a different amount than Cat Town and the other guys. Then the other group. I think there were like 3 or 4 categories. Yeah, I think it's kind of similar with this. Top 5 get that investment, and those become the winners of Incubase. Top 15, maybe like the runner ups. In when joining, like when actually being picked for Incubase. That's what I think. And then there's going to be like others selected also. So
so there's definitely a lot of opportunity here. And then what else? So you get a dedicated advisor, mentorship, but that's in the Incubase, right? And then of course there's demo day, and then 3 teams receive 50K each, and 1 overall winner receives 75K. Okay, and then in terms of projects, let's have a look at what So there's already 13 startups that have submitted. Hustlecoin, mobile Web3 economy game for real world users. So that's a game. Advertising infrastructure you own, digital or in real life. Okay, so there's quite a couple. What's this one? On-chain private payments. Or privacy is also another big thing, right? That's been coming up. So like
Yeah.
Ethereum is going, Vitalik is going hard on privacy. So I guess privacy, private transactions is going to become a big thing. What else is there? Stablecoin
And
treasury,
I think that's a field that somebody can actually
right
explore
share.
as like an idea for base batches.
Hmm.
Like, how do you use AI agents with something like zero knowledge? Like how can
Hmm.
those two be paired together to make something unique?
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Wallet infrastructure. Okay. You see someone saying build wealth with AI agents. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. I saw something else. Okay. Cross-border payments on digital rails, similar to the other one we saw for Student Track, right? What else did I see that's interesting?
Basic.
This one, what is this? Proof first AI for auditable execution. Okay, let's have a look at these two. Okay, so yield seeker. So, okay, so it's trying to make DeFi easier by giving users the power to create agents that automatically carry out DeFi activities. Okay, so there we go. So this gentleman is, I'm assuming he's a gentleman, I don't know, but this team, Krishan, he's trying to make DeFi easier via agents. So I guess these are like your trading agents that would handle your DeFi strategies, right?
Yeah, it
Mm,
seems like
you get you deposit
more
USDC and the
solution.
agents move the assets across vaults to earn you the best possible yields. Okay, so this is a yield bearing platform, and agents are basically investing your money. Okay, all right. I wonder if
Interesting.
I'm still, I've been reading, or rather, reading a lot of stuff about giving these AI agents the money, and I don't know how safe it is yet, but I think we're gonna find some of these BankerBot, for example, BankerBot on base. I think is very very safe. It's been running for a year. It's very trustworthy, right? So, and I think they have an API. So I think if you're trying to build for, you know, AI agents to handle money, right? Instead of trying to build your own solution, I mean, for testnet, it's okay. You can build your own solution. But if you want to build something that's going to go into production and you're going to get users and try and get your first 100 users, I think it would probably be safer at this stage to either use something like the Coinbase agent wallet,
Hmm.
or the virtual protocols. They've already got the agent infrastructure, or BankerBot. BankerBot on base is the most like easiest to use. It's available on X, as BankerBot, BNKRBOT, and they've got an API and all that. So it's easy to pretty much integrate that kind of stuff, and it's very good in handling your money. And I think it's also inside the base app. I think at some point there was some BankerBot AI agents within the messaging. You could access it within your messaging in the base app. So it's a trusted, secure platform, right? So if you want to build things like DeFi for AI agents, I think then try and use that top three infrastructure. So if you want something decentralized, BankerBot, Coinbase, agentic wallet. I'm not sure if how they've built it. I haven't tried it. I've looked at it, but I haven't played around with it. So I'm not sure
The
if
new
it's
one?
gonna the Coinbase agent wallet, that AWOW.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty new. I mean, they
Yeah, it's
released it
it's
like what,
pretty new.
just 8 days ago or so, or 10 days ago.
Yeah.
So it's worth checking out whether that's going to be centralized or semi-centralized or it's fully decentralized, right? And then I haven't played around with virtuals yet, but I did try it when they first launched. sometime like I don't know last year or so, and they are pretty solid as well. Okay,
Yeah.
but I think for myself, I would use Bankerbot because I've kind of like been following it and I know a bit more about it. So and I find it probably much easier to use or integrate. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so here's someone who's built this. So I don't know how he's built it, but he's probably he might have used either an API or he might have built his own, or he might have used or he's used Agent Wallet Kit.
Agent
Okay.
kit. Yeah. Use the
Oh,
base agent kit.
so he's used. Oh no, this is something else.
Oh, is it?
No, this is not the base one. This is
Yeah, no,
something
it's
else.
not the base one.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Hmm.
But I think we can see how some people are incorporating these AI agents into finance. He's doing DeFi. So I suppose you could also do remittances using the AI agents, but how that would work, I'm not sure. You could do that on ramp, off ramping. I mean, you can literally use AI agents in anywhere and everywhere, right? It's just how the use case, does it make it easy? Does it, is there any benefit? And because we're trying to, Base is trying to help these projects become businesses, we have to think about, what's the business case, because you could be able to do something, right? Use an AI agent for remittances, right? But what's the business case? Where is the money being made? Is the agent charging something? Is it cheaper? Is it more efficient? Is it quicker? Is it more secure? So those are some of the business ideas that also need to come into play in our decisions, I guess, right? And that's probably the
Yeah.
hardest part of a lot of this is trying to then figure out the business case. Yeah. Yeah, so there's quite a few that have already submitted. I won't go through all of them. I think the other one was okay. It was Yield Seeker and this one. Okay, so this is Ayoneco. Okay, what are they solving? Okay, proof first AI for auditable execution. What is this? So on-chain workflows produce outputs without verifiable proof of execution. Trust gaps for operators and users. Proof first deck. So this is like a verifying. It seems like it's verifying something.
There's the main challenge. Oh, no, I'm
Hmm.
reading the challenges. Current AI and on-chain workflows often produce outputs without verifiable proof of execution. This creates trust gaps for operators and users. Our project provides a proof first stack that makes AI workflows auditable through manifest artifacts, runtime metadata, and checksum based verification. Interesting.
I'm actually not sure what it's verifying at this stage, but it looks like it's verifying on-chain workflows.
I think for AI agents as well.
Yeah, when AI agents execute workflows, this is what it verifies, perhaps. I'm not sure because I'm
Yeah.
not deep into the AI stuff like that, right? So I'm not really sure, but I'm sure it's got a purpose. But I've seen a lot of verification layers, identity verification, transaction verification. So there's a lot of like projects in AI that are trying to help build the tools. Like this is some type of tooling, agent tooling, right? So there's a big move towards people trying to build tooling for AI agents, right? So whether it's verifying identity like ERC 8004, verifying transactions, and so on and so on and so forth, right? Yeah, even verifying like credit worthiness, which is a credit score for AI agents, etc. There's a lot of stuff around the infrastructure, right? So I guess if you are deep into the AI stuff and you kind of understand where the gaps are, if you've used it and you can see the gaps, then infrastructure is a big area here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it for startup track for now. Um, let's have a look at the robotics track because this year there's something interesting with the robotics track, right?
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I thought, personally, I thought I was going to see like an AI track, like specifically like for agentic AI. But when I
Mm,
saw robotics, I was like, okay, this
mhm,
is quite interesting because
mm,
I want to see how many people from like our region will also like apply for this track, because it's
mhm,
also, other than just it being I would say like a track, it's also a way to see who's interested in, this, even if they're not from our region, even from like other parts of like the world, like who's interested in like
mm.
robotics and like AI and like embodiment, type AI. And
Yeah.
you can find them on Twitter, you can have conversations with these people, and you never know. That's how other people start companies, by
Yeah.
figuring out, what you're good at and finding other people that are good at something, So
Mm,
you can also use it as in any track, actually,
yeah.
you can find people who are like-minded and, you know, have a chat with them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the mandate for this one is simple: build the next billion-dollar robotics project in crypto. Right. So it needs to be in robotics and incorporate crypto within it, right?
Yeah.
And I think virtuals protocols. So this one is run by virtuals, right? It's part of base batches, but there's a disclaimer here, right? That Coinbase makes no representations, warranties, or endorsements, etc., etc. Okay, so in other words, part of this project is part of base batches and it's built on base. So the crypto that you're going to be using, the crypto rails, etc., or the network, the chain, will be on base, right? Um, However, Coinbase is not involved in terms of the decision making, the outcomes, the winners, etc., right? So that's going to be largely by virtuals protocol. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's important then to go and study virtuals because they probably want people to use their infrastructure, right? Um, so
Um,
virtual is designed. Okay. So I wonder
it says
if
if
they
you
want
have
people
an
to use their.
idea, so
Okay. So it
um,
could be any idea.
it can be a really good idea, or if you're already building, have experience in
Mhm.
robotics, or have strong demonstrated interest, So if you might not have the experience, but just having like that
Yeah.
zeal and like passion, and show that you're really interested, in this
Mm.
particular field, you can apply. They're looking
Okay. And they're
for
gonna
10 teams,
shortlist 10 teams. Yeah.
yeah, to come build
Okay.
together in a state of the art robotics lab. So basically,
Mm.
it's like what I'm saying, that you may not have like I would say maybe like the knowledge to build
Mm.
these robots, but have enough
Yeah.
interest to kind of have novel ideas in the field. Then you can work
Hmm.
with people who know how to build these robots, and people who know how
Yeah.
to build like embodied AI, So
Mm.
if you have interest, you like apply.
Okay. And then you'll have access to these Unitree G1 humanoids in the robotics lab, um,
Yeah.
dedicated advisor.
So
Uh,
it's basically
yeah,
you
quite a
and
lot of support in demo
the
day.
group of selected people
Hmm.
get to I think work together to test out or build a particular maybe like product or demo that you can
Mm.
then showcase at
Yeah.
demo day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So demo day is in Network School. I wonder if Network School is still in Singapore. Oh, but demo day isn't going to be in San Francisco. Okay, so there
It's in
must
San
be.
Francisco.
It's in San Francisco, not Singapore one.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, 50K investment per team. So I don't know if is it 10 teams that are winning or that will be selected. But I guess some of this
There's
stuff.
10 teams.
So some of this stuff, I think there's a Discord and to follow the tweets for more information, right? But yeah. What else is there? Some tips. Demonstrate your expertise in building robotics use cases. Okay. And the product must be something that solves the stated problem. Okay. Ability to demonstrate function. Okay. And demonstration in simulator would work as well. Okay, so you do not necessarily need to have the physical robot, but you can demonstrate via simulator. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the physical robotic item. Okay. So that's that. Let's see who's already submitted anything. Or they don't have the submissions here. They've got a schedule. Okay. All right. So maybe I think there's still a little more that needs to be, because you can't necessarily submit the idea, right, with this one, and they make it public, I suppose, because then somebody else will try and build the same thing. Who knows? And maybe there might be some IP stuff, so maybe it's not as open when it comes to the IP issues. So it looks like when you do submit, it might not show up here because we don't have a section for to view those projects that have submitted, unless that will come up when people submit. So I'm not so sure.
No,
but we'll
I
keep
think
track of
it's
everything
like
and we'll have a look and see what the progress is. It'll be interesting to see what projects come out from this because, yeah, it's an area that's not common to most of us, to be around.
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see like what people are building out there in robotics. Yeah. So yeah, so in a nutshell, that's it. 3 tracks, lots of money, to be won in each of these, lots of investment. Even if you don't make the top 5 in most of these tracks, they're taking more than 5. The top 10 are being rewarded in virtuals, I think, where it looks like it's the top 10. And then also in the startup and student track, it looks like there's prizes for other, besides the top 5. So yeah, so let's see what that looks like. So any comments? Lloyd, you mentioned you want to participate in the robotics one this year. Do you want to share insights?
No, not yet. Not yet, but yeah, I'm going to participate in the robotics side this time. I'll probably what don't we want to mention, but I'll probably propose architecture more than just maybe like a use case. So I'll probably work on this for like the next 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah.
And I think one thing to note, guys, is the timelines, right? It's very, very important to thoroughly read the timelines within which you have to submit. You saw for the startup track, you only have until the 23rd to submit your application. So while it might look like the deadline or the competition ends on the 22nd of March or the 20th of March or whatever, that's actually not really the case. Your application needs to go in before that. So you only have a few days to sort yourself out and think of an idea of what you're going to submit, because you can build during the process, right? You can keep updating your application, but you need to submit it for the startup track. I didn't see anything on the student track. The student track is much, much longer, but I think read everything in detail and make sure that you meet all the requirements, because in previous ones, I think the first base batches, there were some basic things that a lot of us missed out, and we don't know whether that affected our applications. But I think it's important if someone is going to invest $50,000 in you or $75,000 or more, they want to know that you're very, very thorough in ticking all the boxes. They want to know they're
Yeah.
investing in a sharp, thorough business person. Whether you're a student, a startup, or whether you're going to experiment in robotics, investors want to know that you are thorough and you are
Yeah.
committed and you're going to check, all the finer details. Go and check the codes of conduct as well. There's a codes of conduct. There's an IP statement, right? So if you want to know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, you're building robotics, you're worried about your IP, go and read the code of conduct, go and read what they say about IP, but also get in the telegrams, guys, and ask,
And
right?
Google, sorry,
Get in the discords as
just
well. Yeah.
speaking of IP, if you actually go to the application part for the robotics section, there's a part where when it comes to your GitHub, you can choose to still apply. If you don't want your code to be seen by like everybody, you can still apply by making a Discord account. I think it's synced to the official Devfolio page called Devfolio Judge. Okay,
Yeah.
especially for like things like the robotics side, because there's a lot of IP, like what Google is mentioning. Like a lot of people don't really like talking about stuff like architecture. There's actually no AI company in the world that openly talks about the architecture because they keep it as like a secret. So, you might have like a really good idea, or you've been, you feel like it's something you've put in work, you can still apply and put the Devfolio Judge as, I think, a collaborator to your private GitHub, just so they can see that you actually are the owner of this project and you just didn't, swipe it from
Yeah.
someone. So, yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity. And if you're a startup, you only have a few days to submit your initial application. So that's the most urgent
Yeah.
one. If you're a student, it seems there's more time, but just double check that you might need some check-ins, to make. I don't know whether the check-ins affect anything, but I know in the previous one they normally had check-ins, and then they also set up sometimes some calls. So there's sometimes some community calls to assist everybody with information. So maybe virtuals might have some community calls to kind of explain any of the stuff that's not been expressed on the on the website or on the Devfolio. So look out, go and follow virtuals, go into their discords as well, if you want to do robotics. And then if you want to do the base batches, go into the Discord, go into the telegrams, your community telegrams, to stay up to date, but also follow their accounts on social media. So at Base on X and Build on Base as well. Those are the kind of accounts they'll post from. Yeah, and stay locked in. We're gonna be also divulging as more information as it comes out. So this is pretty, something that came out I think just a few days ago. So we're
Yeah.
gonna be divulging it, information on all our live streams and in our Telegram, WhatsApp group, and the Discord as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
I think that's
also,
it for today. Yeah. What's your go ahead, please, Lloyd.
no, I was about to say, and also, the next couple of weeks, because of base batches, we're probably going to be doing a lot of building with you guys. So if you have an idea, like Google has already said, come to the Discord, come to Telegram, come to the WhatsApp, and bring an idea, and we can help you in one way or another, or go to the base Discord, the base.dev Discord, and also just ask for help from there in case one of us is sleeping or in a different time zone. So yeah, that's what I was saying.
Nice. Yeah. Shebs, on your side, anything else that we might have missed or that you want to add?
No. I think we covered everything. I think it was in depth. Yeah, guys, just go out there and play around with everything, and see what happens, man. And see what happens. In terms of what I think I'm gonna build, I'm coming back to that Stockfell idea. I'm actually looking at maybe unpacking that a little bit more and see what I can
Okay.
do. So Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's
Nice.
going to be my focus for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. We have a question here from Wanda. Wanda says, I'm always here, but it's so difficult to get these. I tried Discord to get the application, but I can't seem to find. Okay, I'm assuming Wanda means the application for the base batches. Then you need to go to batches.org. Sorry, batches.base.org. Batches, as in BATCHES dot base, BASE dot org. So batches.base.org. I'm assuming that's what Wanda means, right?
Yeah, I think so. Unless if
Yeah.
I think unless if she's looking for the videos.
Oh, the videos of the
Yes, like
live
she's
stream.
always, yes, like I think she also means the videos. If only
Oh, okay.
if she's there, she can maybe clarify for
Oh,
us.
that's
But
what you need. Okay. No, it seems Wanda's responded saying thanks. That's what I needed. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so guys, you can see how interactive this is. So if you have questions ever, guys, please post,
yeah,
tweet. I'm assuming Wanda must have. How did Wanda tweet and this came across? I've actually never thought of this. Wanda, just tell people how you tweeted and then we're able to see your tweet. Did you tweet to the Base Southern Africa? Did you respond to
yeah,
the Base Southern Africa account?
yeah.
Or did you just post and tag at Base Southern Africa? Because we live stream from the Base Southern Africa X account. So I'm assuming then Wanda must have tweeted or responded to a post regarding the live stream or commented in the actual live stream on X. Maybe that's the case, right?
Yeah,
In the live comment.
I think it's the live comment on the Base Southern Africa
On the
comment
live
section,
stream, yeah. Okay,
the
so
live
if you go
stream.
to the live stream, if you watch it from the Base Southern Africa account, because we broadcast it from my account, from Base Southern Africa. Okay, so yeah, Wanda is saying I'm writing the comments on
Yeah,
this live stream. Okay, so Wanda is
yeah,
probably watching this from the Base Southern Africa live stream, from the Base Southern Africa account, and commenting within the comments there. So that's how we're able to see Wanda's comments come up, and then I can put them on screen. So yeah, it's pretty interactive, guys, like that. So if you are looking to ask questions in any of these live streams, then watch from the Base Southern Africa account, comment there, right? Yeah, and then we can always respond to you in real time. Okay. If not, then you can just respond or put comments in any of our accounts, DM if possible, and we'll be able to attend to those. Otherwise, join the Telegram, join the Instagram, not Instagram, sorry, join the Telegram, join the Discord, and we've also got the WhatsApp builder groups, right? So Telegram is probably the easiest. So it's t.me/based southern AF. Okay. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. So next week, Tuesday, we'll probably then start maybe showcasing if you have any builds you want to showcase, and if we have any information or you want to come and talk about anything that you're doing with especially the open claw agents or the agentic economy, then you can come to our builder office hours next week. So reach out if you want to be a part of that. So yeah, we'll see what's coming up next week. Technology is moving so fast, we might have another trending topic or trending tech by
Yeah.
next week. So everything is crazy because there's something else that came up called Conway. There's Conway AI agents now.
Okay.
So
Like,
something that came up recently, Conway, Conway. It's like I think somebody took OpenClaw and got it to do something else. I haven't really looked into it, but I always trade the token before I find out what's going on. So I saw the token was coming up. I traded it. Then I went. I always trade and then I look after to say, hey, what did I buy?
what am I
Because
buying?
yeah. So if I make a little bit of you know profit, then I go and look and say, what am I buying? And so I came across the Conway research, and I saw somebody from Base, I think Yusuf. posted about it. They're calling it Web4, but it's a new way of
I saw
it's a
something
new
like that.
interpretation of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I
Yeah,
also
I saw
saw
something
someone
like
who
that.
made a con book, so a Facebook, a social media for Conway agents, almost similar to what we had with Mosbook, right? So yeah, so it's moving so fast, guys. It's hard to keep up, but yeah. Okay. So someone says share Instagram. I think the Instagram is still at based
Oh,
Southern
they're
AF,
saying
right?
Telegram.
Hmm?
Telegram.
So
Telegram.
Lano Jukuna. Or is that Ayano? Okay. So you share the Telegram or the Telegram or the
Yeah,
Telegram on the
Telegram.
Instagram. So the Telegram is based, so it's the same handle as the X Twitter, the one that we live stream from, right? So it's at based Southern AF. Okay, so at based Southern AF. Okay, so that's the same Telegram. So on Telegram, if you just go and search based Southern AF, one word, you'll be able to find our Telegram. Okay, so it's this exact same handle as our X handle that you're watching this live stream from. Okay, right. With that said, guys, we're gonna catch you next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. and enjoy. Any questions, you know where to go.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. And thanks to you
Thanks.
guys for joining us. And thanks to Shabs and Lloyd as well.
Thanks,
Cheers, guys.
guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
BM.